Duns, beautiful people. Hi, y'all. I'm in my car, as y'all could see. It's a beautiful, beautiful summer day. As you can see, I have my scrub on. Okay. I'm in between patients, and I have some time before my next visit. So I said, you know what? Let me come to see y'all. Let me talk. Let me come and chat with y'all. Sorry if the camera is kind of shaky, Like I said, I'm in my car. I'm holding onto my phone. So please forgive me, okay? Have grace on your sister girl. So yes, I have my scrub on. She is on duty, sort of, kinda, but not really right now. I'm taking a break. I've been going nonstop all day, and this is my time to eat. So I was like, okay, I just finished eating my lunch real quick, and then I was like, okay, let me make a video. So as you can see, this title is why did I choose to become a hospice registered nurse? All right. So I managed to put my phone on my steering wheel. Whew, hopefully it will not fall. Okay. So onto the video. So I've been a nurse since 2010. Okay, 2010, and I've been out of which I've been a hospice nurse since 2012. Okay, since 2012. So the reason why I became a hospice nurse, okay, first of all, I started out at a rehab hospital, okay. When I used to work there, I used to see hospice visiting nurses who used to come in and see my patients, who are, of course, at end of life. So they would come and see the patients, assess them, make recommendations for medication, and talk to family, call family, and anytime there's anything wrong, like any change in status, I was told by my manager, make sure you call hospice to let the hospice nurse know what's going on with the patient. So it's there's always, so it was there's the family, then the house, then there's hospice, then there's, the facility. So I was just wow, that's really interesting, because it's it wasn't just me taking care. In essence, it wasn't just me taking care of the patient. The patient had a whole team of people watching out and looking out for the patient so that, he or she could be optimally taken care of. Okay. And so I was like, wow, that's awesome, because the hospice nurse was a very important part of the care plan. He or she was very important regarding making sure that the patient was comfortable. And if there's any change in status, like I said, I would call the hospice nurse. Even though I myself was a facility nurse, I would call her as instructed and be like, Mrs. Smith is agitated. What should I do? Do you have any recommendations? And so that right there made me think of hospice nurses in a higher regard, because and so fast forward, okay, so 2 years later, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it, because I just wanted to have that connection, because as a floor nurse, and my fellow nurses can attest to this, you have about 7 to 10 patients within your 8-hour shift, and you're running from room to room to room to room. So as a hospice nurse, I get to focus and for a longer period of time on each patient. As a visiting nurse, you get to focus on each patient. You get to kind of see the care, from beginning to end. So it's not just running around back and forth. You really get to sit down and make a difference in somebody's life, talk to the family, be an added support. And I love that one-to-one intimacy. Of course, before I became a hospice nurse, I was talking to, my friends and family, and then they were like, oh my God, Dawn, I can never do things like that. I can never, work with that population of people dying. It must be so depressing. I can never do that. But it's like me as a nurse, I cannot do PD. I would not be able to handle PD. That's like one field that I cannot do. But I don't see it like that. Like I don't see hospice as like sad and depressed. And that's why my videos focuses on the wellness of hospice, because I see it the other way around. I see it as a way for me to be with somebody at the most valuable and important time of their life. To be there to support, make sure that they're not in pain, they're not suffering, to be able to focus on quality of life versus quantity, to treat them with respect, with high dignity. It's such a compassionate time in somebody's life. And not only that, but the families, oh my goodness, the families, they're angels. Like you get to see people in such positive light. It's like you get to actually see the best out of somebody, because I feel like from my 2 years before I became a hospice nurse, people didn't really value nurses. Nurses, like they would like yell at you. Some people would hit you. Even the families would like curse out nurses. But in hospice, when you walk into that house, when I ring the bell and walk into the house, I am received with such care and thankfulness. And the feeling is so mutual, because it gets to really help you, both us, me and the patient, just as much, in the family. Everybody is just so humbled, like it's just such a positive environment to be in, because, it's like the family is counting on you as the visiting nurse to help them to take care of their loved ones. Like they don't have that much time with mom. They don't have that much time with dad left. These are just like precious time, and I, as a nurse, get to make a long-lasting impact. And I don't take that for granted at all. Like every single one of my patients, I just feel so much love, like a love of Jesus that I've never felt. It just really humble, that mutual gratitude that you feel. So it's just a really, really rewarding field to be in. You get to make a lot of difference in people's lives, and please watch my videos, because I have several videos now about, what hospice is, the symptoms to look out for your when your loved ones is in hospice, things like that. So please, go over the videos, ask me if you have any questions. But the only kind of like not so good part of being a visiting nurse is like, I have to literally eat in my car. Because it's like we don't really get a break. It's like we're always in and out, and we drive all around. We're always driving too, so it's like I feel like a taxi driver sometimes. Oh my God. So I hope you enjoy this video. This is sort of like my reasoning for being a hospice nurse. It's very rewarding. I just don't see myself being any type of nurse. This just keeps me really grounded. It just very humble, grounded, gratitude, love. Oh, I love people so much. Like, that's why like I don't get upset, because literally whenever I get really mad at somebody, I picture them on their deathbed. It's like a hospice nurse thing. I literally, like, when somebody is pissing me off, is getting on my nerve, I'm like, okay, imagine that person on their deathbed and you're their nurse. And instantly my mind shift. I grew love for them, I'm just like, okay, all right. I'm funny, y'all. I like to laugh at myself. So please subscribe. As always, subscribe, share. Please hit the little notification button so you could know every single time I make a video, and let me know what videos you want me to talk about. And for my hospice fans out there, for my hospice, for my nursing subscribers out there, this is Duns Beautiful People. I make videos for everybody. Love you with the love of Jesus, as always. Until next time, I'm going to try to enjoy this beautiful day when I get out of work. Bye.